Hello everyone, welcome to MT Educators. I hope you all are doing fine. So the topic I'm going to discuss today is UGC. Let's get started with it. The commission was set up as an advisory committee in 1945 on the recommendation of Sargent Report in 1944. Its function was merely to make recommendations for grants to be paid to various universities to the Ministry of Education. In 1948-49, Radhakrishnan Commission recommended that there should be a commission for the grant to the universities with funds of its own. This UGC, this means UGC. UGC should be an expert body, or this should be an expert body. As a result of Radhakrishnan Commission, the government set up a University Grants Commission by a resolution in November 1952 to consider the financial difficulties of universities. It was set up as a non-statutory, and then in April 1953, a conference of state education ministers and vice chancellors of Indian universities was held. This conference recommended a statutory government. Then in 1954 UGC bill was introduced, and under the UGC Act 1956 of the Parliament, UGC became a statutory body. So this was the history of UGC. Then now comes the composition of UGC. In Article 5 of UGC Act 1956, it was stated that UGC will consist of a full-time chairman, a secretary, and 9 members to be appointed by the Government of India, such that not more than 3 members will be taken from among the vice chancellors of universities, 2 members will be taken from officers of Government of India, and remaining 4 members are to be taken from among the educationists with high academic distinction. But now there is a full-time vice chairman also, so total members of commission are 12, and this is added as the amendment on April 1966. Now the functions of UGC. The following are the functions of UGC given below. First is promotion and coordination of university education according to section 12, and then improvement of university education, inquiring into the financial needs of universities, giving grants to universities, and advice to central government, state government, and universities about the upliftment of education or teaching methods, etc. And to make review committees to access the existing facilities, syllabus, and standards of teaching, giving assistance for research work, exchange of teachers or experts from one university to other for a short period, and teachers welfare. It includes the upgradation of salaries and travel grants, etc., and benefits to retired teachers if after retirement any teacher want to carry out their research work. Then students welfare, to provide funds for hostels, health centers, and workshops, and to provide scholarships and fellowships to carry out the research work for students, and for advancement of higher education, and foreign exchange, that is science equipments, books, and journals. So these were the functions of UGC, and current chairman of UGC is Mr. DP Singh. So in this video I explained about the history of UGC, and then the composition of UGC and the functions of UGC. I hope this video will prove helpful for you. If you like the video, kindly do like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Stay connected.